welcome back to Roundball Roundup, our weekly look at high school basketball in Jackson and Vinton Counties. I'm Brad S. Sherman, your host, and we're going to be joined by Red Thompson here shortly to talk some basketball. Let's start off with some highlights. First, let's go to the village of Oak Hill, where the Lady Oaks were taking on the Valley Indians in an SOC2 matchup.
It's our first look at the Lady Oaks this year on Roundball Roundup. Still not at full strength as they take on the Valley Indians. A new broadcasting box being used for the first time as well. Buzz Fisher calling the action for the radio. Let's check out the highlights. Abby Hayslip with a nifty pass to Miranda Melvin here early on. And then Hayslip takes it herself, a jumper from around the foul line. She had 11. Paige Roseberry led all scorers with 15 points. Here she is nailing a three in the first half. And then it's Kayla Swan with this little hook in the lane. She had 14 points as Oak Hill led 32-28 at the break. Even though Oak Hill did not lose a quarter, Valley played tough. They were able to hang around until the second half. But in the end, too much Oak Hill. Alex Kuhn, who had 10 points with this layup. And then we see Swan taking it herself off the dribble as Oak Hill goes on to win 59-48. Staying with girls basketball now, Thursday in MacArthur, Wellston Lady Rockets visiting the Vinton County Lady Vikings. The crowd all pumped up, ready for this one. The home crowd got to see Vinton County build a 23-5 advantage after the first quarter. Caitlin Owens hits this jumper from the top of the key, and then just seconds later, Owens comes away with a steal and a layup. She and Zan Hale each had 14, Jonna Ramey with 13. Wellston rallied back, however, as we see Taylor Folden hit for 2 of her 11 points. Chelsea McManaway scored 20 for Wellston, but it wasn't enough as Vinton County evens its record with a 67-55 victory. Our own Todd Thompson talked to Vinton County coach Mark Dixon on the win.
We had a couple tough games, and it's hard. It's hard to go through those first 4 losses, and you're right there in the fourth quarter, and we just couldn't get over that hump. But I think it makes it, makes us stronger and tougher, and it'll help us out through the year.
So we saw the Oak Hill girls pick up a victory over Valley. They lost later in the week to Wheelersburg, and then we saw some clips of the game you were at, Red. The Vinton County girls beating Wellston in what was a rivalry game. But boy, the Vinton County Lady Vikings, they sure have come on strong since that 0-4 start.
You know, they really have. They're 4-4 now after starting out 0-4, and Mark Dixon really has them on an upswing. The big story of this game was Wellston getting behind 28-5, and that's just a huge hole to try to dig out of. Wellston did do a respectable job. They cut it to 7 points a couple times, but they just couldn't quite dig out.
All right, thanks for that, Red. And I'll tell you what, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our brand new set. What do you think? It's pretty spiffy.
It's very nice. I have the Telegram logo, and we're in our little office here on Veterans Drive in Jackson. We hope that everybody out there likes our new set.
Yeah, we like it. We like it a lot. Moving on to boys basketball now. A big rivalry every time they get together. Jackson, Wellston, boys. Let's check out the highlights.
Wellston and Jackson. It doesn't matter the sport. These two schools just want to beat each other. Early on, it was the Rockets gaining the upper hand as you see Andrew Richards get the rebound and put back. More on rebounding later. And then it's Justice Ousley with a nice little turnaround with 2 men on him. It was 8-5 Wellston after 1 quarter, but Jackson played very well over the middle 2 quarters. A lot of that had to do with the play of Tyler Neal, who had the hot hand as he knocks down a 3 here from the wing. More from Neal now in the second half. He hits this little jumper. He had 13 points. And then we see Nick Bachtel hit this running one-hander as Jackson led by 9 entering the fourth. But the fourth quarter belonged to Wellston. Toriano Smith with the rebound and put back. Looks like a replay here, but it was a different play. And then it's Dakota Brown here as Wellston outscores Jackson 25-8 in the fourth to win it 56-46.
We definitely fought back at last quarter. We kind of got away from what we normally do, try to pound the ball inside, and we didn't shoot the ball real well from the perimeter tonight, so we had to pound it down inside. And I thought to get us back in the game. I told the kids, we had to get the ball down inside to be competitive, and that's what we did.
We can't ask our kids to play any harder than they're playing right now. I mean, they play hard every night out, and every night out's been a learning experience. Tonight we shot the ball better. Defensively, the zone was better tonight. We hustled. We were on the floor for loose balls.
So the Wellston boys defeat the Jackson Ironmen, and we welcome in now Pete Wilson, a member of the very seasoned radio broadcast crew for Jackson. And Pete, we appreciate you joining us here on Roundball Roundup. The thing that really stood out to me from this game was Wellston's ability to hit the boards. They seemed like they really out-rebounded Jackson, particularly on the offensive end.
Absolutely, Brad. The rebounding totals, I had Wellston with 46 and Jackson with 28. And when you consider on top of that differential, 21 offensive rebounds for Wellston and how many second chance points came as a result, that really helped Wellston in the crucial fourth quarter. They got a lot of putback buckets. And also, they didn't have a real good shooting night, but they were able to equalize that by getting the second chance points.
In the end, our rebounding didn't help us. Our lack of rebounding hurt us, whichever way you want to print that. It would be interesting if you stat this out. It would be interesting to find out how many second shots they put in on us. Several. I mean, they controlled the boards.
So even though Jackson suffers another loss, still winless on the year, it was really probably the best game I've seen them play so far, wouldn't you agree?
No doubt about it, Brad. In the second and third quarters, they actually outscored Wellston by about 8 points. And so, when you're able to do that against a good team against Wellston, you feel like you're making some progress.
All right, thank you, Pete. Time now for a look at this week's scores and your radio schedule.
The Oaks stay undefeated with a 54-38 win over South Webster in boys basketball. Also, Wellston and Vinton County pick up important TVC Ohio wins. On the girls' side, you see the scores from this week. The Jackson girls now 5-0. And now looking on the radio schedule, Rock Hill at Wellston boys on 97.7 on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Gallup Police at Jackson girls and Southeastern at Vinton County girls. Those will be on WKOV, WYRO respectively. And then Friday, Gallup Police at Jackson boys and Vinton County boys at Alexander. Then Saturday, we got a doubleheader, boys and girls, Wellston at Oak Hill. You can see the times listed there on your screen. We thank you for watching this webisode of Roundball Roundup. We will see you next week.